All right, Libras, welcome in. Happy summer. we just, we're finally in summer. Summer's my favorite season. It is the season of abundance and kind of reaching the height of manifestation and creation. So great time, good energy. I feel like it's definitely been, everyone's been kind of in this stagnant energy since the beginning of the year. A lot of just, trying to make things happen or move things forward, and things are just aren't budging. So I definitely been feeling more of definitely a amped energy coming up here for July, so that's good. So this is your full month of July reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Libras. This is the general read as usual. Some of you who watch my videos know, but I'll explain it for newbies here. So again, general read, we're tapping into the collective of anyone who has Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in Libra. Take a look too at your other signs, your moon and rising sign, because those as well can really resonate. Take what does resonate, leave what doesn't. But I always say if you're here watching, there's a reason that you were inclined to click on this video. So definitely there must be something here for you. So I would watch till the end. So let's kick it off here with some oracle cards. We'll get a foundation of kind of the energies for the month for you. I don't know, I'm just feeling kind of, amped up in your reading, Libra. So there's kind of this exciting energy. So the first card out is Truth. I don't know if I've ever pulled that card before, so that's a first. Patience. Virgo got that one as well. And then Abundance. Okay. That's good. Look at this. So, I'm hearing there's something about, there's some truth that you need to face that I feel like you've been in denial about, or you didn't want to accept this truth, but the truth will set you free. So I feel like once you surrender and acknowledge this truth, and that's going to be different for everyone. We'll see with the tarot cards what comes out, but there's some truth that you need to face. And I do feel like it creates a little bit of, you're conflicted about this truth because, again, I feel like you didn't want to accept it because it is calling for you to change. It's calling for you to shift your awareness and maybe accept that how you've been doing something or a situation isn't what, maybe you need to change how you're approaching something, or accept some maybe behavior patterns about yourself, or even just like trying something a new way. There's some truth that you're having to face. And I do feel like there's like a really big, this is difficult for you. And I feel like you're going through a little bit of like a dark night of the soul because the universe is really like forcing you to face some truths. And then also when I pulled the Patience card out, I kind of felt, I could see you guys kind of rolling your eyes, like the last thing you want to hear right now is patience. But again, I hear the patience grasshopper because what's coming is abundance. There is some abundance coming in for you. And what's interesting with this card, the bird is facing the bird's facing the past. And in this card too, I don't know if you can see, there's a face here in the clouds. And he's also kind of facing the past. But there's also like that judgment energy in this card for me, where it's like Judgment Day. It's kind of like It's a calling, like in the Judgment card, there's like angels that are blaring their horn, and the people in the external world are like awakening up to the call of the universe. And I feel like the universe is like calling you to finally face the truth. It's like that Judgment Day. But like, it's like you're too much focus on the past, and it's time to, again, the awareness you get is going to shift the energy, and then all of a sudden abundance comes in for you. And I was, for some reason too, I mean, I shouldn't say some reason, there's a reason for everything, especially in readings. But in this card, it has a very Asian-y essence to it. It almost reminds me of like Japanese art or something. So there could be something there for some of you, right? There's some tie to some Asian culture. Or even it could be a painting, or you're drawn to travel or something there, but there's something there. All right, let's tap into the tarot cards. Yeah, underneath here, so what's underneath the deck is what's unfolding for you, or what, again, energetically is happening that maybe you're not fully aware of. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords. Here's the truth coming in, Death. There's that, you know what I heard right away is the ego death for you, Libra. Ace of Cups, two aces, Four of Wands. Here's the abundance, Ten of Pentacles, and the Empress. There's the abundance, Page of Cups, and offer. But what's this Tower? The Tower is a decision you have to make, which is going to bring in an ending and a new beginning for you. I heard this kind of like, thank God, when I said ending and a new beginning. So we have the Star here, healing. You've definitely been putting a lot of time and effort and investment into something. And you've just kind of been waiting it out, like waiting, hoping something comes of it, or that you make some big windfall. This could be like, again, an investment, or just like you're putting time and effort in something that hasn't been producing much for you. And I feel like you're at this place of contemplation. Like, is it worth it? What, you know, do I give up on whatever you've been focusing on? And I do feel like there is some anger that's coming up for you. The Knight of Swords can be like the angry knight. There can be some rage here, but I do feel like you feel slighted by things not turning out the way you wanted them to. And there's a point here too, and I feel like part of the anger is that what I talked about before is the universe is really forcing you to face some truth. And that, you see the two swords here in each of these cards. It's like, this is the universe with their sword, and this is like the sword of knowledge, okay? But like in the Knight of Swords, he has his own version of knowledge and wisdom, and he's like, no, I know. It's almost like I feel you kind of battling the universe, like, no, I know the truth, I know what I'm doing. But the universe is like, there's some higher truth here that you're not seeing, and actually our higher truth is what's going to be the key to unlocking abundance. And there's all of a sudden, there's a transformation that needs to happen with the Death card. And what I'm seeing is, what is the transformation? It has to do with your emotional body. And you're going to kind of, I feel like some questions like, what do you mean emotional body? Like, if your focus is on abundance or money, what does emotions have to do with it? But emotions have everything to do with it. So if you're constantly in a state of rage or anger, I mean, that's really due to, at the root, is our emotional body. That is, there's aspects and parts of us that are fighting. They're fighting the external world because those parts or aspects of you think they know, they have their own truth, right? Again, we talked about the truth. They have their own truth and they're like sticking to it, right? They're like, nope, this is the be all end all. I know. And what happens is if there's something in the external world that contradicts the truth of your parts, it triggers them in an outward emotional, outpouring. And it can show up again with anger or resistance. But I feel like the universe is asking you to really look deep. I do feel like there's some emotional stuck energy from the past that you haven't fully integrated or healed or even acknowledged is still there. And that's kind of what's the middle here, what's keeping you from, because on the other side of that Ace of Cups is the abundance, okay, is the money. The Empress could be love. Like, to me, all three of these cards is like family, connection, money, creating a solid foundation in your life, like home and hearth. The Four of Wands is also about abundance. And the Empress can be about love, about someone that's like a soulmate for you. But definitely like the universe is trying to offer this to you. The Page of Cups is kind of a smaller, like it's not coming in just like this huge, on a huge, I'm almost seeing like a parade, right? A huge parade, like a huge raft. Like everything you want is just flying in, because that's like a huge offer here. But I feel like it's going to come in, and maybe you'll even dismiss it as this isn't a big offer. But what this offer is going to do, it is going to lead to everything that you want. And I feel like the Tower comes in because it, for one, has to blow up anything that's not working for you. But also with this Tower, I do feel like it's a surprise where like you have to make a very fast decision with the Two of Wands here about where you're headed. And it's like, maybe it's not what you expected, but definitely the world, like you've really put your time karmically into something that's been going on a long time. And now it's finally going to pay off for you. So this is happening in July. This is all unfolding in July for you. So let's get a couple more cards for what's happening in the external. Yeah, Eight of Wands, Five of Wands, High Priestess. There's something at a soul level that I feel like, again, you don't want to believe. But what's interesting is, again, you're being tested here because it's like your higher self is talking to you. And it's almost like you're resisting here with the Five of Wands. There's internal conflict. This is, to me, about internal conflict for you. These are all your parts I was talking about. There's all these parts within you that have conflicting views of the external world. It's like their viewpoint. It's like, nope, I'm right. And it's like that confliction within you, to me, would create a lot of anger because it's like you're being pulled every way and you're like, but what's the real path? What's the real, what's the real me, right? And the High Priestess is the truth. The High Priestess is the alignment, the higher consciousness, and these parts, again, are just fragmented parts of yourself that do end up, what they do is they disconnect us from our higher self. And their higher self is the one that has the knowledge that aligns us with the universal oneness, and that's where we truly start attracting in everything we want with ease. I do feel like all this energy has kind of created, there's definitely this, with the Five of Pentacles, this is really about lack. This is hardship. This could be money problems. Feeling out in the cold. Like, it almost feels like you're saying to the universe, like, you've forgotten me. Like, I'm the forgotten one. Like, I'm, you know, feeling alone. But I like this Eight of Wands. Let's see what the Eight of Wands is. Two of Swords. Yeah. The Hermit. The King of Wands. So you're definitely feeling stuck. It's like you're like this, you're like sitting on a fence, right? That whole analogy. You're like sitting on a fence and you've been sitting there forever and you're like, you don't really know, like, if I get off this fence, like, where am I going? And I feel like you don't really know. The Hermit here too, it's like, this period you've been going through, even though you don't want to acknowledge it, it's definitely this reclusive period for yourself. But I feel like there's something about gaining the wisdom and the enlightenment from what you've been through, because you're gonna come out on the other side being the King of Wands, which, again, the King of Wands is like the entrepreneurial king, the king that really, from like an abundance standpoint, has their shit together. Like, he is manifesting. He's like the ultimate manifester. He's really, but he's using, again, back to the High Priestess, he's using his connection to his higher self and to source to create his external world. He's not, he's not like the King of Pentacles, which the King of Pentacles is only focused on the external world. He's like, I have to keep doing, I have to work hard, I have to do all these things to create a stable foundation. Like, I'm the only one who can create stability or abundance in my life. But the King of Wands is like, no, he has the knowledge and the wisdom that he's like, no, this is more the king about manifesting. I can attract these things to me by just aligning with my, creating a healthy emotional body, by aligning mentally and really connecting to more taking inspired action instead of like just thinking in the head about, oh, I need to do this, this, and this to bring in money or whatever that is. One for the Five of Wands. Okay, Judgment in reverse. So I do feel like there is a lot of resistance here. I talked about this Truth card being, it was reminiscent to me of the Judgment card. So it's not ironic that this card came out, especially in reverse, because again, I feel like you're resisting the truth that the universe is trying to get you to see. And maybe even they're trying to get you to go down a path that you're just, again, resisting. Like, you're like, nope, I know what path what the path is going to be, and I'm not going to accept anything else. But the universe is like, well, if you're not going to accept it, because that's not even a viable path for you, and that's why nothing has happened. Because, again, they're like, you're focusing on something that is not meant for you. And there's an essence of a little bit of, even though you don't want to believe it, like that whole saying of like, if something hasn't worked out, it's because it's the universe protecting you. And maybe too, the universe, again, has been communicating with you and you just don't want to hear the wisdom of the universe. You just want to focus on, again, what your internal voice, which I think your internal voice that you're actually listening to is these parts of you that are, which really isn't the truth. It really is a distorted truth. And then the High Priestess, Queen of Cups. Okay. So this could be you, again, aligning from an emotional standpoint and creating a more positive relationship with your emotions. And to me, a positive relationship is one where you're actually like validating your own emotions, you're validating the feelings, you're taking time to really look at those deep feelings that you have. and you're overcoming certain things about yourself that you've been pushing away. For some of you, this Queen of Cups could be somebody tied to you or a new love coming in. And there's just essence of you just know this person, like you have an instant connection and you're like, I know this person is meant to be in my life. And there's like this dual recognition here by that person as well. So that's an awesome thing coming in here. So how is this abundance going to come in? Look at that. I don't think they're going to tell you. They didn't want to tell you, but what they're validating here is the sun. So it's coming. You're going to see your day. You're going to have your day where you're finally like, hey, abundance is coming in for me. Love's coming in for me. Like things are shifting. So I do feel like you're going to feel a shift in July, but I do feel like you're still on this tail end as we shift into the beginning of July where you have to go through this transformation. So I feel like by the end of July, you're going to start to feel things picking up. But the beginning of July is really going to ask you to take a look at yourself and really listen to the universe's truth instead of your own truth. And that's where you'll see the shift. All right, Libras, thanks for joining in. If you like the video, appreciate a like and a subscribe to also join the Lyran Soul Tribe here and stay connected with us all. Yeah, I'll see you in the next reading, Libra.